Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Chemda, good to see you. It's been a minute. It was, of course, Independence Week. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Weeks off, I think, are very necessary. That flip to the other side is a thing.
Just the other day, I hired TaskRabbit to clean my house. As they're cleaning it up, I'm out there getting a mani and a pedi. Who am I? Fucking King Charles over here? Oh, my God. What a life. How decadent this vacation was. Now, that's after about a week. That's the only exciting thing I have to report. But it was very, very... Tomorrow we'll talk about, actually, I did do other things also. I finally saw the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to talk about it tomorrow. I'll give the listeners time to catch up. So if you can watch 136 episodes by tomorrow, we'll all have something to talk about. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the Disney Channel. Chemda, how was your vacation? Karen said that make sure you relax, Chemda.
Yes.
Make sure you finally, you know what a vacation is. Tell Karen Morrow, as we talked about on last week on Keith and the Girl, that you did indeed relax.
Okay, so yes, you are talking about Karen. Karen and Rod do our wrap-up show. They're from The Black Guy Who Tips. And so last time she was upset that I spent the entire week cleaning my place. I was doing like spring cleaning. It felt really good. And we were saying goodbye on last week. And she goes, can you please do something fun? Like relax. Don't clean your place. And I'm like, you got it. Karen, here's what I did. At least 100 miles on the bike. I really genuinely don't understand how to relax because 45 miles in one day, one of the days.
On a bike.
On a bike.
So cool.
And then I added up to over 100 miles in that week. And that's... But also I was away for 3-4 days camping without biking. So I did that in half the week.
Okay, hold on. Just in case Karen thinks she's hearing wrong. Biking across country.
Well,
hiking.
I hiked during camp.
Of course, because you camped. Camping.
I did. Instead of cleaning, I went camping where sleeping is more difficult. Cooking is a much bigger deal. I mean, at least cleaning, you just throw some stuff into the fire, right? So
we made our own salt.
We went on the hike. We took some Himalayan salt off the...
Karen, I don't think this counts. I'm over here, mani pedis, new TV shows. She's out there digging holes. The new way to relax. Honestly, digging holes.
Okay, here's like... First of all, I do think that that's the energy I run on. Like I need to let out a certain amount of stuff during the day. If not, I think I get upset. I get like the outsides don't match the inside. So you got to pour it out and then I can relax. I have so much freaking energy. 2 is, okay, so you know that little tumor I had a few years ago? It really felt like, it came with a lot of diseases, autoimmune problems, all of this shit. And one of the autoimmune things is that my muscles are being eaten by my immune system. Like so working out hurts. So every time I do this at the end of the day, I'm like, ow. So it hurts so much. Sometimes I don't have use of one of my hands or both because yeah, of course it's myasthenia gravis. It doesn't get better. And so
do you play the stranger at night when you're by? Oh, that's your business. Anyway, continue.
So I feel like not only is this my energy level, but I'm trying to combat the combat happening in my body. My body is attacking my muscles and I'm going, no. During camping, I still planked. I still yogaed.
Chemda's like, only I attack my muscles.
Yes. Because for some reason, I kept seeing in my doctor's face, in about 10 years, you're fucked. And those 10 years are in 2.5 years. So I still have that in my brain. And I'm like,
What do you say? What does that mean, by the way? Like you're going to be in a wheelchair?
I don't know. They're like, we'll worry about that later, maybe 10 years or so. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to worry about it now because there's other stuff that they just told me. So I put the worry to 10 years later, but we're getting freaking close.
Okay. Well, this is somehow you're doing. How about you call them up for a follow-up? On 10 years.
He said, worry about it in 10 years. I'm just going to keep working out.
Yeah.
I'm in great shape.
What if like in 2 years now you're in a wheelchair and will you be like, I wasted all that time working out?
No, because it's really fun. I don't understand how it's fun. I can't explain to you how it's fun. And this This hike, I'm always like, it's like an easy, like newcomer to hike because I always picture the paved part. You go up some paved thing. I forget that it has like wood ladders and planks and through caves and weird steps down that don't have a handle to hold on because you're in the wild and they created this space for you.
I'm sorry, was this camping or American Ninja Warrior?
I wish I could parkour.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
That hike hurt so much. For 2 days after, I felt
It's
my
so
legs.
worth it because at the end you're like 10 feet higher than when you started and you can look over stuff.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh
It's
my God.
so good.
See,
I know. It's weird.
This is why I try not to get into exercise. You get to that point. So the devil's a liar, right? He's out there to trick you, and he'll start giving you. He's like, "Hey, don't you feel a little high? That feels nice." You're like, "Oh, okay, runner's high." Okay. Then you start liking it. Then you start needing it. Kyle has exercised so much that she needs it now. Also, we're watching TV. All of a sudden, she has to start stretching. I don't want to get to that point where now you're beholden. Your exercises, bitch.
I don't know how people don't. Like, I wake up in the morning, I definitely need some mat time, a little yoga and stretching and stuff. And the sound of these clicks that my body unfold, it's like I wake up with, what's this, rigor mortis? What is that called? I feel like I'm in that. And then I'm like,
tree. Right. You're one of those bad guys on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. Like you're somebody in a horror movie.
I'll understand that someday.
Well, you have one day. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Kyle's birthday was July 3rd, and that's kind of cool. Next year, her birthday will land on the 4th, so that'll be fun. Anyway, she just needs to relax. So it's easy to be the boyfriend. When you don't have to do so much. You make dinner, it's steak, no sides, or put on some Netflix bullshit. One of the kids call with a big fucking problem. That makes her love me even more. Like, thank God I'm over here. Next thing you know, I'm 6 inches deep. Happy birthday, baby. You're the best.
See, there's some guys out there who are like, I don't want to date someone who has kids. And I think it's, any sex. They're just like, that's other people's problems, blah, blah, blah. Here's especially teenagers, they're not going to like me. It seems that you are proving that as long as you don't act like a bratty teenager, like just a notch above, just like you can act like I just graduated college and have like that much in me, and that person's like, oh my God, you're not asking me to do another thing.
Yeah, my life's going to be over in 2.5 years also. I'm going to have to step up and be a person. But for now, the kids are all under, 2 are under 18, one's still a mess, and easy breezy over here. Easy breezy.
So
Love it.
So just, hey, everyone, just compare yourself to teenagers or younger, and you will seem so put together.
Oh, I mean, they have to, those kids have to be real, and they do have to drive mom crazy. And but man, single moms, mwah, mwah, you heard it here first. I love single moms. Keith Malley. Wow.
Glitter wants to know if you gave a card.
Of course, please. I give cards all the time. That's all you gotta do nowadays. July 4th, of course. This is funny. The air quality. How New York City, we got Canadians wildfires. They're still sending me apologies, by the way. And
we're getting the smoke, right? And I noticed this week a couple of days had bad air qualities where you saw people starting to put masks on, and I considered not going out. But it's funny, you can consider not going out, but you just, like, the computer's telling you not to, that it's bad quality. You're asking it like, okay, robot, what's the air quality? That doesn't match the level that's good for you. But you ask another human being, you go like, this isn't bad, right? And that person goes, no, we're fine. And then you go, all right, I'm going out.
Right.
Because you just don't want to, you just don't want to.
Well, especially this little break we had in America. Oh, no, the air quality. We have to be careful. Now, let's barbecue. That's going in my face. Let's set up a campfire. You know what? It's like
let's do fireworks. Fireworks is all smoke.
It's like fentanyl. If it's a surprise to you, it's deadly. But if it's deliberate, you can take what you want. You can have the wood on the log with your feet. I mean, how many times those campfires? How many? Sometimes they're following you. You try to move to a different place in the campfire where the smoke's not in your lungs. But hey, it's vacation this time.
Right. We're outdoors, so it can't be hitting me too hard.
I hardly ever smoke, but if the smog index is above pink, I'd light one up. Why not? Who gives a shit? It's there anyway. Kevin Sorbo played Hercules on TV. He said after the Supreme Court said, no, you can't forgive people's student loans. Kevin said, give me one good reason why anybody should pay off your student loans. And unironically, fans of Kevin Sorbo's right underneath that tweet. You're right. None. I paid mine off by working 3 jobs. That's not the point. That's not the flex you think it is. I worked 3 jobs to pay off my student loan. So no, there shouldn't be student loan forgiveness for these other people. You shouldn't have to work 3 jobs, you motherfucking idiot. The demagogues got you again. I worked 3 jobs, can barely see the family I had, and I paid off my student loans.
I couldn't even begin to start thinking about a family with 3 jobs. That's
right.
That's crazy.
What's college now? 130,000 compared to what? Your parents, 1,300 total?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, when I was going to college, it was $300 a credit, and most classes were 3 or 4 credits. So
Right.
a semester, you're taking 3 or 4 classes. So it's nothing. It was practically free. I went to a city college, but still, state colleges are over 20 grand now. How do you do that?
Why do people even, they go to college, they rack up these debts. Why can't you just be born somebody good looking enough to play a Hercules? It's pretty simple, folks. It's pretty easy. We'll get back to him in a second. First of all, top movies.
Wait. Did he even go to college?
I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, or that rock he was trying to move up a hill fell on his head. Something's going on.
But also, college at his age was pretty much free. It didn't.
Agreed.
You could go for free for sure.
Number 1 movie during the week before the weekend. I'll tell you why I say this. Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny was number 1 during the week. Elemental number 2. And number 3, Sound of Freedom, which is what I want to get into, followed by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Over the weekend, number 1, Insidious just came out, the Red Door horror movie. I saw it. I have no idea what happened. I guess it put a bow on something, but I have no idea what fucking happened in this horror movie. I just wanted Satan to win that weekend, but I saw it and I don't get it. Number 2, Indiana Jones, and number 3, over the weekend, Sound of Freedom. Elemental went to number 4.
What's Elemental? Is it can I guess?
You can guess. It'll be funny. It's always funnier when you guess.
Who's the guy? Elementary, my dear. Wait, is it that guy?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. Is it a Sherlock Holmes?
It's not Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
That's a good guess. It's a cartoon for kids. I'll say that.
Is it like everybody is a different element and they're doing like superhero stuff, but it's also cute and emotional?
Yes, it seems that way.
Cute.
It seems people from different towns. The water people stick to themselves, fire people to themselves, and oops, water got stuck in a pipe and landed in the fire. And Romeo and Juliet is what I'm guessing.
Cute.
Without the murder, I assume. Without the murder, suicide.
There's so much murder in children's things. There's so much death.
That's true.
People's parents dying. Here, eat this poison. That's regular. Right. Oh, here, I'll kiss you in your sleep. That's happening. I mean, I assume not anymore, but there's a lot of messed up shit in kids. How about like the kid story where it's like, oh, we're 2 children and then we find this house made of candy and we eat some stuff off the house, like how kids do, because they're just, everything is theirs.
Kids, I've seen, by the way, these stepkids, I've seen them eat things off Kyle's house. Exactly. That's not a candy house.
Right. Now you find a candy house and it's like, take the bait, kid, so I can murder you by throwing you in an oven. Maybe Hitler saw that one and got confused.
So I'm seeing this movie. I didn't see the movie, but I see, I mentioned it was number 3, Sound of Freedom. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, what I know about it. And I would have saw it if it was at my theater. It's only in 3 out of all of New York City, only in 3 theaters. One of them being in Brooklyn. Sorry. Yes.
And is one of them in the West Village? That one?
I think Union Square and somewhere else is what I think. Okay. But my place usually has everything, and it didn't have this. So I bring it up to say that the theaters are sparse compared to other movies. But this is the only only major-ish movie that came out on the 4th, as opposed to waiting for the weekend.
Wow, this is
So that could be why
hilarious.
it's going to have so much money. I don't want to sound like a hater, but I see here Angel Studios, the place that produced this. And no, you never heard of Angel Studios either. People have been so generous in spreading the message of Sound of Freedom that they've paid it forward so thousands of others can watch it for free in theaters. It seems to be definitely a right leaning movie. And it seems that they got all their money, which is about $40 million. It's no joke. But from millionaires that are buying tickets for other people, and these are all Catholic type organizations. Is this making sense?
Yeah, this is sort of like the Passion of the Christ. Not that people were buying tickets for each other, but it was made to be an important movie, no matter what it was. Like no matter what it sounds like no matter what this movie will be, whether it's going to be entertaining or
it will change
true.
Everything is their quote. It'll change everything in the way you live.
Exactly. Like even I remember, I think it was your mom who was like crying.
Cried. I visited. It was one Christmas or Easter. Anyway, the whole family got together, and I brought up me and him that just saw the Passion of the Christ, and I'm like, oh, that's the whippings, right, Mom? And that got a little ridiculous. Quentin Tarantino would watch this movie, I joke, and be like, that's a lot of blood. That's a little ridiculous. My mom starts crying and goes, I know, that's what he did for us. I'm like, yeah, I mean, how great that they were able to capture thorns going in his eyes and being ripped out. And this all of a sudden 100% human man is a superhero. But okay. Yeah, I loved it too. I loved it so much. Why would I even say that? Anyway.
Right. Yeah. And Glitter is saying it's a QAnon Christian movie, this new one. And also it's the same actor as the Passion of the Christ.
Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus Christ in Passion of the Christ.
I didn't even know that.
Is the main guy in this one.
It just sounded like that, didn't it?
Yeah, that's why I knew. So, but I was smiling when you said that.
That didn't blow your mind that I brought up the Passion of the Christ?
I played it cool. And by the way, Jim Caviezel, he's doing interviews for this movie, Sound of Freedom. He shared a story about being on the cross and Passion of the Christ and said the last day of filming, I never told this to anybody.
Oh, God,
I'm going to tell you now.
Great. No, stop yourself.
I got hit by lightning.
Okay.
And that was Jesus saying, right on.
Okay.
Now,
you wouldn't have put that in the movie? You're on the fucking cross and lightning hit you? Nobody caught that? Okay.
Right. God. So he goes, so I'm going to tell you, I'm telling you now the power, how the side of good is on my side. But yes, nobody in that production crew noticed the lightning. Did they leave you there for a minute? They're like, where's Jim? Is he still on the cross?
I imagine that there is a human person looking out for you as their job the entire time you're on a cross. I also imagine you're not on a cross.
Right, you're not really hanging.
Like they didn't actually nail you in. You're not Jesus.
Take 5. Can we just finish here?
Maybe that's what happened to Sorbo. He thinks he's Hercules. All these people are idiots. They memorize lines and then think that they are that personality because they don't have one. So
this movie is about stopping child trafficking. And
what?
Right. Child trafficking, big problem. And the right knows this. The left loves it, apparently. Because Kevin Sorbo says, for example, again, Hercules, why is the left not against why is the left not into this movie? I mean, I'm trying to find the exact thing.
Well, meanwhile, Chris is writing, the man was actually smited and took it as a good thing. The Passion of the Christ guy. Right. Yes. Thank you, Chris.
Jim turned the other cheek to lightning.
Yeah, maybe God was like, that's not how it happened.
Right. But the Hercules said, you would think the left would support this movie. Why aren't they against child trafficking? Well, I'm just acting. See, I'm going to watch this movie like it's a feel-good movie, and I don't want the theater to be too crowded. So that's why I'm saying it's bullshit. I love child trafficking. The left loves child trafficking. We'll get into that. But I do wonder what that lining is. That what made him, maybe he's mentally challenged? So he talks about here. I'm just gonna let me just play something so you know who Jim Caviezel is during these
And
interviews.
This is
just
Jesus.
this is Jesus
Okay.
and just a sample
Okay.
of all his craziness.
The most vulnerable are under attack for one reason. Children are the most innocent of humans. Most innocent. Okay.
Okay.
Just look at Adolf Hitler and Goebbels. They ran a campaign to take out all special needs children.
And thank you for listening to Good Morning America. We'll be right back.
Excuse me? Did we turn right without signaling?
Right.
What happened?
By the way, this is from a Catholic network.
The most vulnerable are under attack for one reason. Children are the most innocent of humans. Most innocent. Okay. Just look at Adolf Hitler and Goebbels. They ran a campaign to take out all special needs children. When you meet children that have 47 chromosomes, they can't sin. They're holy. They have an effect on you. It can change you.
They are. My dad explained to me how special needs people are, and that they were. And I'm like, well, that seems like a tough life. Bad things happen to good people, that kind of thing. And he says it's so that we realize how lucky we have it.
Oh, Lord. Oh, that's not how gratitude works. That can't be it.
And
Oh,
that's not in any of your books you read?
Oh no.
Who's that? But who's the poor soul that doesn't have it better than anyone? Like a guy with no legs is like, look at the guy with only a torso. What's the guy with only a torso looking at?
You know what? That's like in Jewish prayer in the morning, the men pray like, thank you for not making me a woman. And it's like, what? They're just grateful they're men. And it's like, well, okay. Sure.
But we'll find out in heaven what God's plan is. By the way, when we get to heaven, that's going to be one hell of an explanation. Hey, Jesus, can I pull up a chair? Because you got a lot to explain.
And wounds God to the deepest core to kill those unborn babies. But now they kill them when they're born, don't they?
What? Who? What? Who?
Now we here's the thing. When I think I notice when people say something, then they go, right? Like you're supposed to agree. It's like, motherfucker, I don't know if I agree with that point. Then they bring up the second point based on the logic of the first point that I didn't necessarily agree to.
And they also, that okay, remember, like we both responded to the first okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say this, okay. And it's like, no. Don't say okay like, hey, idiots, are you following this? Okay.
Right.
That's not.
Unborn babies, but now they kill them when they're born, don't they?
No, they don't, Jim.
In New York, they kill them. In Virginia, they kill them. And here in California, they want to pass a law. 27 days, mind you, 27 days after that baby's born, they can kill it.
What?
Oh!
What?
Oh!
What?
This is some kind of freedom. How do you believe this and be an actor, you pussy? You believe that we're killing month-old babies here in New York? Then you fly to New York.
Wait,
and you do something about it.
What was the question for this actor? What's your thought?
And here in
right. Hey, what do you think about this? About stealing children? Then he goes into
we kill newborns here
up to 27 days, and they're trying to pass the law in California. He'll explain.
You know, the movie 28 Days is very misunderstood, apparently.
28 days later means you're alive now. Now we legally can't kill you. Imagine like you hire a babysitter. You're like, hey, I know my kid's only 3 weeks old. Legally, you can fucking abort it. When I come back, please let my baby still be alive. I know it's in your rights, but even if it's crying or can't sleep, please don't abort my baby.
27 days. And New Yorkers are doing it. We're calling it abortion, not murder.
Right. That's how sick we are here. And in Vermont, and California's going to follow suit.
Wait, he didn't say Vermont, did he?
Yeah.
Vermont? Yeah. That's like saying Canada.
In New York, they kill them. In Virginia, they kill them.
Virginia, I apologize, Virginia.
That's a little more. Sorry, Virginia, but
sorry, Vermont. I didn't mean to say you were killing babies up to 27 days born. And 27 days old, I meant Virginia. I apologize.
Who's interviewing? Who's not stopping this? How come,
It's these Catholic websites, and every so often they just go, you'll hear, every so often they just go, yes, or or so true. Like you can't really quote them, but they definitely egg it on. Like Disgusting.
Okay.
In New York, they kill them. In Virginia, they kill them. And here in California, they want to pass a law. 27 days, mind you, 27 days after that baby's born, they can kill it. And they've always said, well, just in case it's for the mother, right? So how?
No, not right, because this never happened anywhere in the history of the world.
But what does it mean, just in case for the mother? What just in case? You can't just say words. You can't just say just in case for the mother.
I paused it. He'll explain that. He'll explain that. Get ready for this explanation.
Mind you, 27 days after that baby's born, they can kill it.
By the way, now that I think about it, I did have an abortion once in my life. It was 2 weeks after the birth. I found a doctor, slipped him a 20. We got it done.
And they've always said, well, just in case it's for the mother, right? So how does killing a baby 14 days outside the womb save the mother's life? Answer that question.
Well, I can't, because it doesn't happen, and that'd be dumb.
Who's answering that question?
You answer it. You get libtard.
How about the judge who goes, oh, you're not a murderer 14 days. I don't give a shit about this newborn 14 days in.
Kill it. And they've always said, well, just in case it's for the mother, right?
Not right.
So how does killing a baby 14 days outside the womb save the mother's life?
Now, if you heard him say this and you nodded at home being like, yeah, how would it? That is disgusting. Can you abort yourself?
How are you this dumb and could memorize so many lines? That really is just amazing to me. I have a hard time. I need it in melody. Then I could memorize lines. But this guy, you could just fill his head with anything. Oh, that's how. Okay, congrats. So this is the last thing you read. Now you got to share it.
It's funny you say you can fill his head with anything.
Answer that question. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the baby, I saw this documentary called Silent Scream.
Did you?
Watch it. You get to see the baby screaming in the womb. The difference is you get to hear the baby scream when they're out of the womb. And that's what I saw. And that motivated me wanting to take these guys down. That's when
take down pedophiles in the movie. He plays a guy that takes down pedophiles.
My heart's on fire. That's when God and Michael the Archangel and everybody in me and any boy out there that wants to become a man and stop being a guy. I know a lot of 50, 60-year-old guys. You know why? Because they're not responsible. A lot of these guys had 2, 3, 4 abortions. What's the difference between that and Ted Bundy? They're both serial killers.
Right, Jim.
Who the fuck are you?
What's the difference? I don't know. A seed isn't a flower. It's a flower or it's not. Okay, but it's cheaper, right? If it's just a seed.
I don't understand what does he think? Why is he a hero in this? Like, why is he acting like he did a documentary about him saving lives?
Well, he did in the movie, he plays somebody who supposedly is real that I'll get into.
Yeah, but he didn't do shit.
No, he didn't do anything.
He memorized that other person's lines.
Right.
But he's like, and this is why I have taken on this vigilante work.
Yes.
What's the difference between that and Ted Bundy? They're both serial killers. It's either a human being or it's not.
How many kids does this guy have?
I don't know. Probably none. He seems free.
But your pullout method must be killing it. Not one kid slipped through. Right. Jesus.
That's where Jesus is going to have a deep conversation with all of us when we die. And I don't want to be a part of that. I want to tell him that I love him. That's what I want to say, and that I tried to live the life that it was supposed to be, that I give my life for him because he deserves to be loved.
I'm JC, you're JC.
Does God love me? Does God love me? Yes, he loves you. Accept it. Now, do you love him?
Yes, he loves you. Fuck you.
What would you do for him? At some point,
would you be in a movie for him? Not everybody's willing to step up and be in a movie for him.
Do you love him? What would you do for him? At some point, we're all going to be alone there, You're hearing a passion in my heart. Oh, he's angry. Jim Caviezel's angry. Whoa, wow, look at him. That's the devil talking to you.
What's the devil's accent? What was that accent that the devil has?
I think it was Irish.
At some point, we're all going to be alone there, You're hearing a passion in my heart. Oh, he's angry. Jim Caviezel's angry. Whoa, wow, look at him. That's the devil talking to you. There are two masters here. And many Catholics are.
Yeah.
What's the devil saying? That this person sounds angry?
Yeah, like, oh, he's angry. Why is he so angry, this Jim Caviezel? Who cares about the pedophiles taking our kids? And he's like, that's the devil talking. I'm sorry, but I care.
Isn't that the one thing that we have in common, the left and the right? We don't
We hate
want our
pedophiles.
children. Yeah.
We hate them. We hate people raping our kids.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna
that's clear.
I think I say 100% of Republicans and easily 86% of Democrats say, don't fuck our kids.
Well, I mean, minus the pedophiles. You know what I mean?
What would you do for him? At some point, we're all going to be alone there, You're hearing a passion in my heart. Oh, he's angry. Jim Caviezel's angry. Whoa, wow, look at him. That's the devil talking.
Pip, pip. That's the devil.
You know what? I think he just revealed that there are a lot of voices in his head.
Right.
There are two masters here.
Now listen at the end. You'll hear how the interviewer says something. You'll hear a quiet yes.
And many Catholics are listening to the wrong one.
Yes.
Did you hear that? Yes. That's what the interviewers do. Yeah, by the way, like a little snake. Yes.
That was creepy. I closed my eyes. I thought you did it.
The most vulnerable.
Let me fast forward. I'll find it again. Here we go. You'll hear a little yes.
Masters here. And many Catholics are listening to the wrong one.
Yes.
Yes. That was an insidious yes.
Whoa. That was one of the voices in his head.
There was no interviewer.
Holy shit. So
He
you
said
could just go on and just say anything.
He said he was also hit in the head with the cross that he carried in Passion of the Christ, which was over 150 pounds.
But that explains more why you sound stupid and less why you're godlike.
Right. He, of course, is friends with Mel Gibson. I'll go back to the movie and tie everything together. But he's obviously him and Mel Gibson are good friends. Mel Gibson says there's a Hollywood pedophile sex trafficking ring, and he's going to make a documentary on that. Okay, I'll watch it.
Well, you're very welcome to.
Well, good, please do. Mel Gibson
Did you ever need for me to greenlight your shit? Like, oh, heads up, I'm going to do this whether you want to or not. Like, that's what you do.
You're an Oscar winner after all your racist bullshit, so you're fine. Make it.
Yeah.
No problem. You remember all that stuff. I bring him up because the company you keep. And this was Mel Gibson. You remember? You look like a fucking bitch in heat. He said to his girlfriend, "If you get raped by a pack of N-words, it'll be your fault."
Except he didn't say N-words.
No, he said he didn't mind. He didn't mind. I'm going to come over there and burn your fucking house down, he says to his girlfriend. But first, you're going to blow me. What kind of man is it where's this? Oh, this is the girlfriend saying to him over the phone. Remember, she taped him. She taped him. What kind of man is it that would hit a woman when she's holding a child in her hands, hitting her twice in the face? He's like, fuck you, bitch. It wasn't like, why are you saying this shit? That didn't happen. No, that absolutely happened. This person who loves kids so fucking much. And I remember he went on Jay Leno after the tapes came out. And I'm like, fuck, he's going to, some softball bullshit, and he'll try to explain something. He had too much to drink that one night, even though I'm going to read you quotes from 5 different occasions. Here's what Leno said. What about this audio that is going around? They, of course, don't play it again. And he goes, right? When are you allowed to show people others' private conversations that you have? And then they went to the next topic.
I'll tell you this, we've been talking about this now for almost 2 decades, right?
Right.
And if you heard me 2 decades ago respond to this kind of thing, and this was about like at least 10 years ago, right?
At least. Yeah.
I was a different person, and I considered, what if he was drunk? I considered, is he having a bad day? I considered all of this shit because that's how I was trained. Like, men mostly, but women also go off, and you have to forgive them for having a moment in their life because life is stressful. And that's not really how they feel, and then, people wonder, how do we get stuck in like bad relationships, whether it be romantic or otherwise? And it's like, I don't know how to tell you this. We were taught to go, you had a bad night.
Right.
I'm really happy to have talked so much about it, and men have given us so many examples over the years that it is undeniable now. Like, no, that's you when you're being that. The rest of the time you're covering up, But I had to actually get through that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, right, you read all the self-help books in a good way, you seem less empathetic.
Yes. Yeah.
But good.
Yeah, because it shows you like more reality, and to stop like lying to yourself first, and believing the lies that you've been given. They question everything.
There was his DUI arrest. He said to the male police officer, "Fucking Jews. The Jews are responsible for all the wars in the world. Are you a Jew?" And what's the cop supposed to say? "No, sir. I mean, not like that. I mean, it wouldn't matter. I mean, I guess, I mean, I don't want to be a Jew. I'm proud that, no, I don't mean like that. You're under arrest. You got me so confused." And then there's a female cop there too. "What do you think you're looking at, sugar tits?" was the quote. These are all real. "I own Malibu. I'm going to fuck you," he said to one of the cops.
My goodness.
When he got a bad review.
He never got in trouble, though.
No, he won an Oscar, Best Director.
Wait, now that I think about it.
For that Ridge movie, I think it was.
But he didn't even do any time for threatening police officers.
Right.
He threatened rape on one of the officers. "I'll fuck you."
Right.
If this was anybody else, they'd be like, "We caught you."
Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe it's not called threatening rape, but it's called like, language that is of
unbecoming.
Right. Yes, in the neighborhood of the blah, blah.
Right.
But yeah, he got arrested. He was getting arrested for something. I don't think he spent any time in jail for any of it.
The New Yorker, Frank Rich, he does their movie reviews, and he gave it a bad review, The Passion of the Christ. Mel Gibson said, "I want to kill him. I want his intestines on a stick. I want to kill his dog."
People get arrested for saying that on Twitter.
Right. Oh my God. So this movie, The Sound of Freedom, it'll change everything.
It's funny. The left has sounds of silence. That's wonderful. Good job, everybody. We really know who we are, don't we?
And the left, if they come into this movie theater with their rainbow wigs and they're throwing popcorn all over the place. "I'm a giraffe." Well, I'm sorry, right? These guys, right? They say, "Hey, I'm a giraffe. I have to respect that they're a giraffe now." Okay. But but if you're a giraffe, I'd put you in the zoo. Please donate to Catholic.com, and your donation will help. By the way, who's the biggest group that's fucking kids? The church. Even the Pope gave a non-apology. You know who didn't have to? The fire chief. There's something going on with this church. How about you make a movie or two about that, Mel and Jim?
There are 3 people that are associated with child rape jokes. Okay? Right? Who are they? Your uncle. Unfortunately, we used to hear the uncle. You're in jail, so don't drop the soap.
Yep.
There. And who else? Who's the third one, everybody?
The church. The Catholic Church. There was one interview where Jim Caviezel talks about people talk about fact checkers, and people say, and I'll tell you about this movie, but they say this story isn't true. They have their fact checkers. Who are these fact checkers? Who are these? Do you go to school for that, to be a fact checker? It's like, Jim, yes, you go to many schools and read many books for that. That's exactly what you do. You study your bullshit, and we show how it's bullshit.
You know how
we don't kill born babies anywhere in America.
All this is documented.
Right, nerd, in your fact checking, nerd. My teacher gives me an F on a paper. I give it back to her. I write nerd.
What did you fact check this? I mean, if you're going to fact check things.
So Jim Caviezel plays a real life guy named Tim Ballard. He's the founder and CEO of something called Operation Underground Railroad. It's a group that claims a long history of heroic, daring, and often unprovable rescues in foreign countries.
Wait, but the Underground Railroad is already taken.
Yeah. People seem to like that. So this is Operation Underground Railroad. This is slavery, what people are kidnapping kids in other countries.
But this is, oh my God, they're trying to rewrite history. The Underground Railroad will no longer be associated
with
Black slavery here it will be
Right.
associated with the right saving children.
And the right doesn't seem to want to acknowledge black slavery also. So this is
Right.
like a double bonus, right?
Oh, no, this is totally purposeful. You don't just say Underground Railroad like it never existed in history
Right.
books already. What?
I was reading an article that
You
was
want
saying
to call something else the Holocaust too?
I was reading an article that said in Operation Underground Railroad offices, there's a picture on the wall, and people like Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, a couple others are praising Tim Ballard, the founder of Operation Underground Railroad. Like in the painting, they're like kneeling in front of him, like you really are the fucking greatest. I haven't seen this picture. It's just, but I'll read some more,
No.
and it's believable to me. Supposedly they've liberated thousands of women and children from other countries. The
Good.
film,
Why do you sound suspect? Why is this like why aren't we like thank you?
yeah,
Why
I'll
are we
tell you.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. By the way, this movie, they're calling it the film Hollywood doesn't want you to see. Yeah, they don't want you to see it because it's so fucking bad. There are podcasts that I don't want you to hear because they will turn you off to podcasts. Of course, nobody wants you to see this. You're going to misunderstand what's going on. They made $10 million in gross sales before it even opened. And they did it through these Catholic organizations that bought up tons of tickets. Let's see. They would take credit for the agency's operations after making excuse me. So they would, like, if let's say somebody really is going out there and saving people, they would donate a little bit of money to that. And then they'd say, we were that rescue effort. They said, for example, they collaborate with American Airlines to save these children. That absolutely is not true. They have paid for an advertisement about their company on the American Airlines little TV.
Wow. I also have been working with American Airlines.
Right.
They flew me to Florida one time.
I
It was
paid them.
really good. Yeah.
They couldn't do it without our money. Basically, I paid their salary, A.
I mean, I went to Spain in association with American Airlines.
Right. Yeah, this dude, Jim Caviezel, he's all QAnon and shit. But let's see what I highlighted here. Angel Studios, the Utah-based company promoting and distributing the movie, emphasizes its strategy of marketing directly to religious and socially conservative audiences.
I don't think anyone saw this movie because if they're buying out tickets, if they're, putting money
That's
towards
what I think
tickets,
too.
yeah, because you can't look. Remember when you had a free ticket and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm going by myself. It's too hard to get someone."
For the Flash, yeah.
But they got like hundreds and thousands of people to go see this movie over the holiday weekend.
Right.
That they just, what they do, Twitter, like, find this under a rock of it. How
On social media, when I see reviews, it's I could tell they didn't see the movie. They're like, God's children aren't for sale. That was probably the coolest line I heard in a movie. I'm like, that was in the promo. And you know it.
I think the theaters are empty.
Ballard started to testify that the U.S. border with Mexico had to be sealed to decrease trafficking. A claim that he used in the story of this person named Liliana to bolster. Long story short, Liliana was somebody who was sex trafficked. Somebody else saved her, and this company took credit. And she's like, no, I don't know this company at all.
Holy shit. How is this? Oh, because it's just a movie.
He's also denouncing drag queens performing in front of children. Where are these shows? And the transgender movement. Yeah, surprise, fucking surprise. Here's another interview. You tell me if you recognize the interviewer right away.
How has this changed you? How is experiencing that material and having
Jordan
to play it?
Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. We just talked about him the other day, right? That's
he's got a Canadian voice with like a little fuck you, a little like
yes,
I could still be toxic. Like, oh, I have a dick, like
Right.
that kind of thing.
I'm an alpha Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is this
Sorry,
changed
not
you?
sorry.
Right.
How is experiencing that material and having to play it out changed you?
And then this, of course, is Jim Caviezel. He's going to play this guy that I just talked about, Tim Ballard.
I'd give my life in a heartbeat. Changed me. I'm less concerned about myself than I am about hurt. I will tell you this right now. I would absolutely die if this.
Why do we need
If
to
this-
die all the time? Why do we need to
Everybody needs to die. All I said was do the dishes once in a while.
I die for you.
I would-
Okay, just do
yeah.
the dishes.
I would kill myself for your happiness.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Can you pick up your socks then?
Just pay the bill. Just, you know what? Stop
Can you
dying.
get a job? I kill myself for you, honey. Sure, Mr. Malley, but can you just get a job?
Why does Jesus want so bad for us to kill ourselves? My God.
I will tell you this right now. I would absolutely.
I'll tell you this right now. By the way, playing Jesus Christ didn't change me, but
Well,
this
we
one
don't know.
come-
His interviews were probably, it's like, oh, now I know what Jesus went through. And now it's a whole nother thing. And he goes through an existential crisis every time he memorizes 3 lines.
I'd give my life in a heartbeat. Changed me. I'm less concerned about myself than I am about the hurting. I will tell you this right now. I would absolutely die if this were to change the world and get rid of trafficking and pornography and all of the
you keep adding
8
to it.
arms of this octopus that has to be destroyed. The only way you can destroy it is take the head out. If that hit, I'd give my life for it in a heartbeat.
Now I think you're a pedophile. I don't know. Maybe too far, too much. You're like,
I would too. This is like a joke we have in the chat. Like somebody goes, "Oh, I had a bad day," and everybody tries to jump to, "Thoughts in Paris." I feel bad for you, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm always the last one." Yeah, I would kill myself too for no more kids get hurt, and he really keeps adding to it, right? And like,
well,
if
I want to
could
know. I want to know what Jordan Peterson says because his thing and most self-help things is do your own, like his whole thing is make your bed, right? Clean up your room because you fix yourself first. Any proper
not kill yourself.
No, surprisingly, no. And
Okay.
and you are important because every time you do something that's truly for yourself, then you send a better message out there. Like if you notice, like, people go, you really need therapy, right? Why do they want you to get better? Because you're annoying when you're not, right? So you start with you and then the world gets better.
If I could stop pornography, okay, I'll kill myself if it stops pornography, child rape, and murder. Okay, if it stops pornography, child rape, murder, and cloudy days, I would totally die for that.
Listen, Jesus died for all of that and more, and it still didn't stop. So I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
All right, so you'll kill yourself then, Jim? And be nice to... Okay, everybody has to be nice. If everybody's nice to everybody... Jim, this is God. You are one hard bargainer, so we're able to meet all your needs, except for the be nice one with free will and all. That's a tough... Well, no deal then, God. I wanted all of it. I want guns for only good people and bad people aren't jealous. Well, I don't see how. Then fuck you, God. I knew there'd be a trick. I will not die for that. No deal. I'm staying alive.
Birdie saying he would love if we all nailed him to the cross because of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Like, hey, why don't we do a combo, you guys? And I'll die. I will happily die.
And the trailer looks so shitty, but maybe it plays like a real regular movie. I don't know. I just see all this shit around it, and no, it's gonna say it's based on a true story. A, doubt it. B, who gives a fuck when all this weirdness is around it? I don't know. I can't believe a single thing they're showing me.
I mean, Cocaine Bear is based on a true story.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I believe there was cocaine in the woods once. I believe that somebody did save somebody in another country.
Yeah, I believe children were molested and one person gave a shit at least.
Right.
Okay.
And I could believe, right. I do not believe we killed anybody at 27 days old in a doctor's office.
Yeah, like, and called it abortion.
Right.
We're allowed.
Late term. This fucking idiot.
I don't think he knows how babies are made. I think it's that far.
How do you just live in this world and you believe that and then you go, the world's crazy, isn't it?
How pretty is this guy? What, I mean, what is happening? Did he never have to have a real thought in his life?
Oh my Lord. I'm reading this kind of related. I feel like the accused Capitol rioter that was busted with a terrifying arsenal of weapons near Barack Obama's home got Barack's address after it was shared online by ex-President Donald Trump on Truth Social.
Wait,
So
is
Donald
that true?
Trump, yeah. So Donald Trump has a, his own social media platform, and he gave out Obama's address.
Well, wouldn't he get in trouble for that?
Oh, yeah, for that. That's the one.
I know, but what?
Federal prosecutors highlighted the apparent link while pushing for homeless suspect Taylor Toronto, 37, to be held in custody until trial. On June 29th, 2023, former President Donald Trump posted the address of former President Barack Obama on the social media platform Truth Social.
Stop it. Is that true?
This is
Why do I have to ask if it's true now?
Sure.
After hearing that idiot, I'm like, well, I don't want to fall for other idiots.
right. This is federal prosecutors. So I don't know. Let's talk about happier times. Let's talk about hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut has won
No way. Again? How
for the
is he still alive?
16th straight season.
I don't understand. At 47, one hot dog can hurt me for the rest of the night. How is this guy doing it?
His record was 70 something.
Ew. How long do they have? A minute? Ew.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Ugh.
Picture you just had to eat the hot dogs for 10 minutes, but at your pace. But you had to keep always chewing. You could do it slow, but 10 minutes, 3, 4.
I would
Gross.
still die. I
I'd
would still
vomit.
die. Yeah. Yeah. If I ate like one a minute, that would be a lot. And I would have to take like 3 antacids every minute.
I don't think you'd be able to eat one a minute.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't mean to talk sweet, but 62 hot dogs this time. So
Okay.
he could be past his prime.
Well, what
You
are
hate
the
to
other
see
people
it.
doing? This is disgusting.
I hope this doesn't lower my hot dog cards. 62 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes.
Ugh, and the buns.
And the
Ugh.
buns, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Bad Beef. Oh, Bad Beef gave us a super chat hot dog. You're the best.
Just a picture of a hot dog. Oh. In the women's division, 39 and a half hot dogs and buns. Quitter.
That's a lot.
39 and a half hot dogs, but refuses oral. She will not
Okay.
give it.
Is
Yeah,
this
I
why
know.
we're going over the hot dogs?
Yes, just for that joke.
God. Wow.
His previous record that he failed to beat, 76 hot dogs.
He gets to live longer. What the
He get-
fuck?
Well, he gets to take those extra hot dogs home. Can you just put those in a little box for me? The delay didn't help, he said, because of the rain. He hit a wall. There was a 2-hour delay. In fact, 2 people supposedly got hit by lightning in Coney Island.
Are they Jesus now?
Right. Right. Let's follow them on YouTube. My jaws for some reason got tired quick. My rhythm was off a little bit. Can Keith add an oral joke here? Okay. My nerves were off, he said, but I'll figure it out. I didn't break the record, but I'll be back next year and find a way to do it.
Ew, why? What does he do the rest of the year?
Number 2 guy, 49 hot dogs. So not even close.
That's close. I would say that's close. I would say that would give me enough of a movement to keep going if I'm only 10 hot dogs behind.
I feel like that's a lot.
Well, I was just thinking like if the one before him was half of the hot dogs, then I ate for no reason. But this guy at least got up there.
Right. Chestnut has won all but one of Nathan's hot dog eating contests since 2007. He has also gobbled his way to a net worth of $4 million since quitting working construction in 2010.
Wait, what?
So he's a construction worker. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to go into competitive eating. Now he's a millionaire.
How much money does he win for this hot dog contest? Hot dogs for life?
Well, he needs a lot of stool softener. That's pricey.
Oh, that stuff doesn't go right through him?
I don't know.
Saying,
it's one or the other.
As a kid, I may have experimented with a hot dog. Excuse?
Oh, hello.
There's a bunch of ways to do that. Which area?
I really feel like there's only one way. He said, "Oh, is he saying this guy Joey Chestnut experimented with a hot dog, or Chris is saying he fucked a hot dog?" It's hard to say.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful when you write in. Chestnut set the current record in 2021 of 76 hot dogs. Let's see. He's gonna die in 2 years. The hot dog contest was in Coney Island since 1916. when Nathan Handworker opened the flagship Frank stand. Nathan's Hot Dogs. His real name is Nathan. His full name, Nathan Handworker.
And you know where we used to get our last names from?
From what we did as a
living.
job. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was out of line making oral jokes.
Yeah, because he's a hand worker.
Right. They're like, no, I save the mouth for work. I don't want to bring work into my home life. Let me use my hand. And this is a real American thing. I don't know how half this country doesn't find that gay. All these hot dogs.
What?
I'm just saying. It seems like it's the patriotic, they got I believe I bet there's a big Trump audience watching the hot dog eating contest.
Huh, I didn't know this was so sexual for you people. Bad beef for saying only one way. Right. What is that in your butt?
What else is there? Anytime somebody says anytime somebody says something's obvious, I'm like in the butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ryan is saying, seeing how many you could fit into a bun, obviously.
Hello. A new North Carolina housing development will require residents to prove their patriotism by flying an American flag year round.
What?
So if you buy a house in this community, homes start at $450,000, you have to fly Old Glory.
Okay,
you have to fly the American flag.
That's important. As a bike rider, I've been biking this city and I've seen more of New York City than I have fully growing up here. And it is magical. And sometimes I'm like, oh, where am I? And then I see the American flag and I'm like, that's right. I'm still a citizen. I think these things are hilarious because you see flags everywhere. And the funniest flag to me is the flag of your own country in your country, because we already know that.
You like to be reminded. 1776 Gastonia, a 55 plus community about a half hour outside of Charlotte, has 1776 standards. That's what they call it. Our vision is to combine the elements of American patriotism, home ownership as the American dream, and the founding ideals of our country. Life,
that
liberty,
has to include God somewhere. Go ahead.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Whites can apply starting Tuesday. Well, that's interesting. I'm just kidding. I made that up, but guess.
Right. Yeah. Can I knock on their door?
All residents
do I have to in this neighborhood, do I have to carry my American passport with me at all times?
You have to carry the flag with you at all times.
Is my name in this town Desiree and not Chemda?
Streets will have names such as Paul Revere Drive and Constitution Lane. Yeah, I don't think Chemda's accepted. I think that's safe to say.
It's so uninventive. It's so lacking in creativity and fun and real and like a true community, but it masks as one. And that comes with such a good feeling. Like no matter what, as a white American, you're going to have a home. Now you have to conform to exactly what everybody else is. So if you're a little off, you got to come correct. But hey, you always have somewhere to go on Sunday. And that's lovely.
Theo Vaughn tweeted out, my podcast with Roseanne Barr was removed from another platform, he says on Twitter. So I wanted to be able to live somewhere. Amen. And Elon Musk wrote, comedy is legal on this platform. Let me tell you something. If I was Theo Vaughn, it is kind of cool when a billionaire acknowledges you. But when Elon Musk goes, I like this. This is comedy and it's legal here. I'd be like, oh, fuck.
What did I do wrong?
What did I do wrong? I allow comedy here, Theo and Roseanne.
What's funny is he keeps trying to crack jokes and we're like, you don't even know what comedy is. So yeah, right. I guess it's allowed here.
I guess it was killing the Jews, right?
Right.
If the Holocaust happened or not, I guess. This person right on Twitter, Mo Moeller, he says, Joey Chestnut will eat more hot dogs today than tweets you're allowed to see. Do you see what's going on with Twitter? It seems if Elon Musk said this, and apparently it's true because people showed screenshots. If you pay him how many dollars a month, you get the blue check mark now. That's how the blue check mark works. Mm-hmm. You could see like 1,600. You're allowed now to see like 1,600 tweets. If you don't have the check mark, but you've been a member, you're allowed to see, I think, 800 tweets. If you're brand new, you're allowed to see 600. And then it cuts you off and it says you reached your limit.
That's great. I would like to start a new account, please. There are plenty of Twitters out there, and all of you people repeat yourself. Let me guess. Is it trending? I think I'll pick up the information. Thank you so much. Yes,
Right.
all I want is more people's opinions in my face for more money. Goodbye.
So then Mark Zuckerberg, who has Meta, he has Facebook, he has Instagram. He started something called Threads, an obvious Twitter ripoff. It goes through your Instagram account.
Smart.
Now they're fighting about that. And Elon, like, was Elon Musk so stupid he didn't do a non-compete after he paid all those millions, billions, whatever it was?
I don't even know what's up with him. You know, I tried with him. Honestly, I think I was the last person to be like, but he's doing things.
Right.
And everyone's like, all right, Chemda. And I'm like, all right, Chemda.
By the way, on my side, people hear the bell ring, and that's every time I'm dead on right. So Threads has close to 100 million users. It was just announced they have almost 100 million users already.
Wow. I'd like to see less than 1 million, please.
Direct competitor to Twitter, of course. Elon Musk did file a lawsuit accusing Meta of poaching ex-Twitter employees to create a copycat app. So Elon Musk is making these funny videos about hit the bricks. And Mark Zuckerberg went, okay, what's this guy's name? Okay, and what's this other guy's name you made a fool of? Okay, good. Elon Musk tweeted out just the other day, Zuck is a cuck.
You're such an idiot.
This is all true. All true, not parody accounts. This is the real people, the real billionaires.
This is an adult with several children.
Right. And then, you know who gets into this? You know who gets into it? Wendy's. Yeah, the food company. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! All right. Anyways.
What are we hearing on your side? Who did you talk to?
Bell. I record on my side, and they keep fucking buzzing the fucking door.
Oh, we're not hearing it.
I know, but I'm going to use my audio so you will hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Somehow he figured out how to get into the building just to say.
Your yelling sounded like music to Zoom and it shut you off.
Well, don't worry, you'll hear it.
Watch you bark like a dog on camera.
This is how I get people on YouTube to download the podcast. It's a trick. Nothing really happened. But anyway, Wendy's jumps in. Hey, Mark Zuckerberg, you should go to space just to really make Elon mad. LOL. Then Mark Zuckerberg writes back a smiley face. His intern at Wendy's is like, I guess I did my job. What's my fucking job? Shouldn't you guys be working on the lettuce or something? No, keep doing what you're doing. The kids love it.
But I think I just picture Eli. What was the line that he said? He's a cuck.
Zuck is a cock.
I just picture him going like, oh, how do I hit send faster? I got to make this button go faster.
I like I'm reading this in the news, and the news article is trying to be adult, and they're like referencing a sexual fetish in which someone enjoys watching their partner fornicate with someone else. Elon Musk, of course, challenged Mark Zuckerberg to a martial arts match.
That's what a cuck would do.
On Saturday, he called Threads just Instagram minus pics, which makes no sense, given that thirst pics are the main reason people use that app.
What? That's your app.
Well, now you get both.
describing.
Now you get a type of Twitter on Instagram, and you get Instagram as you know it, if you don't want to put up a picture. Now you get it all, which also, that's what you are.
Yeah, you just said, like, why would you be Twitter? Twitter is worse than Instagram. What?
Zuckerberg tweeted for the first time in 11 years on Twitter on the day of Threads launch, a meme of two Spider-Men pointing at each other. So there's the meme going around. Have you seen it where three Spider-Men? And I guess it's from a comic book of the multiverse. And it's like, hey, you're me, you're me, you're me. And they reenacted it in the movie in one way or another. And, people, I can't think of a good example, but it's everybody saying the same thing about somebody else, but it's really themselves. Anyway, so he cut out one of the Spider-Men, just had two Spider-Men pointing at each other like, hey, are you Twitter? Aren't you Twitter? I wonder if that could be used in court. But I'm being serious. Like, what did you mean by this spider meme? Did you mean the exact same thing as Twitter?
Yeah, but I think like their lawyers have to worry about that. They just do whatever he called him a cuck and is suing him. Like, what is it?
Does
how
he
is that
check? Like, I would-
business? How's that business? Like, you're gonna be in court going like, he took my shit, and then this guy's gonna be like, he's calling me names, and it's gonna be like your parents' divorce fucking bullshit that you wished was over, and you're hiding under your covers until it's done.
I'd say I have to assume, but I don't know. I would, assuming I'm half fucking insane and one of these guys, every move would be a call to a lawyer first. Like, hey, is it okay that I call Zuck? I rate Zuck a cuck. Zuck is a cuck. I'm gonna write. Lawyer's like, do you have to? I really want to. May I?
The lawyer was like, can you just write allegedly in the beginning of it or at the end of it or in parentheses or somehow invisible where if you hover over it, it's something. Can you help me out when I go to court for you?
It could mean anybody. Okay, I'll get back to you in 15 minutes. Bring, hey, okay, so we looked it up. Is it part of a thread where you already challenged him to a fight by name? It would have been. Okay. So thanks for the $1 million. Start its own thread and we could pretend Zuck is somebody different, but that could come back to haunt you. He's like, worth it. Zuck is a cock. And then his tweet after that from Elon, I propose a literal dick measuring contest. These are all true.
Ew, what is he teaching his kids? Like, definitely take everything that people say on Twitter seriously and personally.
Elon Musk's Twitter is still in the lead with 368 million Twitters. Well, people are leaving. I'm going to try to be the last one. I finally got rid of AOL IM. Okay. So, and I was the king of it. I'm talking to myself, but I can make all the laws.
It was you and Dane Cook just back and forth.
Dane Cook, right. Right. Dane's a cock, I'd write. Oh, it was a good time.
And he'd write, I'm Dane.
Right. Speaking of Roseanne, let me mention this. Last week on Keith and the Girl, it's in your VIP package. We did it with Rod, Karen, and special guest Craig Klein. How about that?
That was a nice surprise.
We talked about how, Craig wrote on the forums and said, Keith, you're taking Roseanne out of context. I'm like, I don't see fucking how. I hate you. Please die. And then we discussed it. And we're pals again.
Here's what happened. So
yeah.
Keith and Craig, the last couple of episodes of Keith and the Girl, Keith was like, my best friend is no longer my best friend. How could he do this to me? Blah, blah, blah. That'd
be funny if that's how he said it. He just went down the list. He's no longer my best friend. If he is in need, I'll answer the phone, but you're not best friends.
No, that's not how it happened. It was more like Keith going, what the fuck is up with my fucking friend? He called me a fucking friend. And Craig goes, I was just trying to be honest and be part of the community. And Keith goes, you're part of my fucking life. You're my fucking best friend. You don't go on my fucking forums and say that I'm a liar, that I'm lying. And Craig is like, but I was just trying to. And Keith is like, fuck you. Come on my other show behind the paywall. And we're going to try to make up in front of these people. And then he's like, hey, Rod and Karen, this is what happened last week. And oh, excuse me. Here's my friend Craig. And Craig was like, hi, I'm so sorry, Keith. And Keith was like, that's right, you fucking asshole. Now we can continue to be friends. Now let's go play video games. And then they somehow made up. But first, it was me, Karen, and Rod just watching them fight like weirdos, two Spider-Mans throwing webs. It was very, 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 you should hear it.
Blue Nova says, it was nice to hear Craig and Keith talk about the argument. I think some of the people that fell out wanted to think they could have a relationship like this with the have a relationship like this with the hosts, but are not able to handle being hurt or called out. Meanwhile, Craig is over here being told to die and it's rolling off his back. He did such a good job of owning what went wrong, explaining where it made sense to him, acknowledging that people are different from him, and also laughing at jokes, poking fun at him in the process.
Seriously.
He's a good guy. He's my best friend again.
None of us want to understand that, but we love that for you.
Now, Adam. I saw this on the forums. A listener, 13, said Keith would be fun to hang. Oh, the poll was who would be more fun to hang out with, me or Christian Finnegan. And I'm winning, of course. But when I say of course, it's a little too close. It's fucking weird. Fucking weirdos. I think it's like when you say there was a picture of Christian's dog and my dog Hugsy, and people would like go, I like this ugly fucking mud of Christian's more. It's like, okay, I get it. Mine's a fucking supermodel dog. And okay, very good. That's what I think is happening.
I think this
Anyways.
is just perfect timing to read. Craig is in the chat. Craig writes lol and then writes amazing synopsis.
This
So,
is a good synopsis. This is a good
okay.
synopsis.
Now, Craig, hold on tight because he's going to talk about one other friend that he has, but you're still the best.
Let's see. Okay, so 13 said, oh, remember, so Christian said, Keith, you say you're going to hang out with me and you keep canceling plans. And I said, but we make plans like men. And by that, I mean horribly. Don't act like all of a sudden you're on top of your fucking calendar and I keep canceling plans. And he made it sound like I was the flaky one. 13 says, Keith would be fun to hang out with, but I'm with Christian regarding Wednesday Gate. It was about to hang out on a Wednesday at the time, was the latest one. And so I wrote back, of course you are. Now look into why, because in over 18 years, that's the dumbest shit I've ever read.
Oh my goodness.
Can't make this shit up, folks. So after canceling the plan for us to hang out immediately after the show, he canceled again the next day. And then today, after I reached out, he canceled again. I go, hey, holla, don't tell me I shaved for nothing. Yeah, they made fun of my beard. I got to show up looking good. He said, yeah, I'm a fucking asshole. Meaning he's canceling again.
And you
I
loved it. You loved it.
Loved it.
You would rather him be an asshole.
Yes.
And you not get to hang out so that you can come back and report that he is not who he claims to be. You are so excited to have.
He is not who he claims to be. He is not who he claims to be. That is dead on. He said, yeah, I'm a fucking asshole. I have a QED set tonight. You know, the club QED in Astoria. Any interest in coming out? Well, no. I don't want to go to a comedy set. I looked it up. He's one of like 5 other people.
But you're free.
Right. But I just told him I'm free. Now what the fuck do I do? And I said, it with peace and love, I'm not in the mood for a comedy show. That'd be strange. And you know what he said? He said, you can go in the basement. We can hang out there. And I'm like, what about the comics that I see? Oh, hey, Etheria Koob. Oh, been so long. I'm going to hang out in the basement, though. Good luck on stage. And to be clear, I'm not, like Hemda said, I'm not upset at Christian. But I am at 13. Shame on you. Shame on you. Oh, well. Oh, well. All right, here's what you do. Get VIP. Listen to that show with Craig and Rod and Karen. You're going to like it a lot. And then after this show, we're going to be talking to Newsy. That'll take up about 8-9 hours. So you enjoy that.
Can you, I'm going to wear a diaper for the
Right?
Q&A show. Oh my God. Yeah. I already have to pee just thinking about it, but it's so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how to share this with you guys except to give it to you for free. Please go to keithandthegirl.com/VIP. Become a member. It helps support the show and it helps support your life. You want to hear Keith on 1,000? Listen to any one of those spin-off shows, especially My Name is Keith, especially Q&A. We go back in time. I'm just going to say, especially all of it. Anyway, here's how you get it for free. keithandthegirl.com/VIP and put in the code free trial. It's one word, so don't put any space. Free trial. I think you get a week or 2 at it, long enough that you can get a sampling of everything and get it. Get it. Get it, girl. Get it. Thank you.